Morning Star Workbook Solutions Multiple Choice Question 1. On which errand does Portia send Lucius? A. To see if Calpurnia is there with Caesar. B. To see how his master Brutus is. C. To observe what suitors are pressing about Caesar. D. Both B and C. Answer D. Both B and C. 2. In what condition is Portia in this scene of the play? A. Scared and angry. B. Nervous and anxious. C. Excited and fearless. D. None of the above. Answer B. Nervous and anxious. 3. How does Portia react when she hears a noise coming from the capital? A. Cries out in terror. B. Goes inside her house. C. Portia pretends that she has not heard the noise. D. None of the above. Answer A. Cries out in terror. 4. Why does Portia wish to have a mountain placed between her heart and her tongue? A. She cannot cry on hearing the noise. B. She cannot shriek out of fear. C. She cannot reveal the secret. D. She cannot shout at her servant. Answer C. She cannot reveal the secret. 5. Who says, I have a man's mind, but a woman's might? A. Brutus. B. Portia. C. Caesar. D. Lucius. Answer B. Portia. 6. What does Portia feel is her weakness? A. To easily get excited. B. To feel stressed at a small difficulty. C. To keep Brutus' secret to herself. D. None of the above. Answer C. To keep Brutus' secret to herself. 7. What does the soothsayer want to tell Caesar by saying, befriend himself? A. Be true to himself. B. Be his own friend. C. Take care of himself. D. Behave friendly with all. Answer C. Take care of himself. 8. What is the soothsayer's fear about himself? A. He would be crushed by the crowd that follows Caesar. B. He would not be able to present his petition to Caesar. C. He would not be able to see Caesar in the crowd. D. None of the above. Answer A. He would be crushed by the crowd that follows Caesar. 9. What is meant by throng that follows Caesar at the heels? A. His robe. B. The crowd. C. The conspirators. D. The senators. Answer B. The crowd. Context questions 1. Portia, I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house. Stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay? Lucius, to know my errand, madam. 1. Where does this scene take place? Give 2 examples to show that Portia agitated. Answer. This scene takes place in Julius Caesar, Act 2, Scene 4, outside Brutus's house in Rome. Portia is agitated because 1. She urgently sends Lucius to the Senate house without giving him a specific task or explaining why, showing her anxious state. 2. She snaps at Lucius for staying to ask what he should do, revealing her impatience and heightened emotional state. 2. What is the errand on which Portia is sending Lucius? What has motivated her to send Lucius urgently on the errand? Answer. Portia sends Lucius to the Senate house to observe how Brutus looks and to note what Caesar does. Particularly what suitors approach him. Her motivation stems from anxiety about the conspiracy against Caesar, of which she is aware, and her concern for Brutus' safety in the outcome of the plot. 3. Whom does she meet a little later, which increases her tension? What does that person indicate that there is a possibility of an impending danger? Answer. Portia meets the soothsayer a little later, which increases her tension. The soothsayer indicates a possibility of impending danger by expressing his fears for Caesar. None that I know will be. Much that I fear may chance. This suggests that although he does not know of any specific plan, he senses that something harmful may happen. 4. Give two arguments put forward earlier to Brutus by Portia to indicate why she should know his secrets. Answer. Two arguments Portia puts forward to Brutus are, she argues that as his wife, she deserves to share in his secrets. Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife. She also appeals to him by wounding herself to show her strength and loyalty, demonstrating that she can bear the weight of his secrets. I have made strong proof of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here, in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience, and not my husband's secrets? 5. What noise does Portia said to have heard a little later? Does Lucius heard the noise? What can you conclude about this situation? Answer. Portia says she hears a bustling rumor like a fray, implying a disturbance coming from the capital. However, Lucius does not hear the noise, as he replies, I hear none, madam. This suggests that Portia is so agitated and anxious that she imagines the noise, reflecting her heightened state of worry and fear. 2. Portia, I would have had thee there, and here again ere I can tell thee what thou shouldst do these. Aside, O Constancy, be strong upon my side, set a huge mountain, tween my heart and tongue. Have a man's mind, but a woman's might. How hard it is for women to keep counsel. Art thou here yet, Lucius, madam? What should I do? 1. Where is Portia sending Lucius? What does she tell Lucius to find out about Brutus and Caesar? Answer. Portia is sending Lucius to the capital to observe and bring back information about Brutus and Caesar. She instructs Lucius to find out if Brutus, her husband, is well, since he left home feeling unwell, and to observe what Caesar is doing, particularly which people, suitors, approach Caesar. 2. Why is Portia externally distracted and internally anxious according to the extract? Answer. Portia is externally distracted and internally anxious because she is deeply worried about Brutus and the dangerous conspiracy against Caesar. She struggles with the burden of knowing the plan but being unable to act directly or express her concerns openly, which causes her internal conflict and anxiety. 3. Give the meaning of. Set a huge mountain, tween my heart and tongue. What is the conflict from which Portia suffers as indicated in this statement? Answer. The phrase, set a huge mountain, tween my heart and tongue, means that Portia wishes for something to prevent her from speaking the worries and secrets that are in her heart. The conflict she suffers from is the struggle to keep silent about the conspiracy against Caesar, despite her intense emotional turmoil and fear for Brutus' safety. 4. State in your own words what Portia means by a man's mind but a woman's mind. What does she feel is her weakness? Why? Answer. Portia means that she has the mental strength and determination of a man, but she is limited by the physical and societal constraints placed on her as a woman. She feels her weakness lies in her inability to take action or influence events directly due to her gender, which restricts her from doing more than worrying and waiting. 5. In what way is a sense of urgency indicated in the first two lines of the extract? Where else, in the extract, does she show the same attitude? Answer. The sense of urgency in the first two lines is indicated by Portia's impatience and immediate command for Lucius to leave without delay, even before explaining his task. She shows the same attitude later in the extract when she hurriedly tells Lucius to run to Brutus and quickly return with information, showing her anxiety and desperate need for news. 3. Soothsayer, none that I know will be, much that, fear may chance good morrow to you. Here the street is narrow, the throng that follows Caesar at the heels, of senators, of praetors, common suitors, will crowd a feeble man almost to death. I'll get me to a place more void, and there speak to great Caesar as he comes along. Exit 1. Omens and soothsayers play a big role in Julius Caesar. What role does the soothsayer play here? What effect does his presence have on Portia and on the audience? Answer. The soothsayer in this scene serves as a harbinger of potential danger for Caesar. His role is to heighten the tension by reminding both the characters and the audience of the impending threat to Caesar's life. The soothsayer's vague but ominous warnings create a sense of foreboding. For Portia, his presence exacerbates her anxiety about her husband's involvement in the conspiracy. For the audience, the soothsayer's presence reinforces the theme of fate versus free will and contributes to the dramatic tension leading up to Caesar's assassination. 2. To whom does the soothsayer address these words? Explain the first sentence in the extract in light of what has already been said to him. Answer. The soothsayer addresses these words to Portia. In the first sentence, none that I know will be, much that I fear may chance, the soothsayer admits that he has no concrete knowledge of any specific harm that will befall Caesar. But he is deeply concerned about what might happen. This reflects his earlier warning to Caesar about the Ides of March, indicating that while he cannot predict exact events, he senses danger. 3. What is meant by the throng? Would the throng witness in a short time? Answer. The throng refers to the large crowd that follows Caesar as he makes his way to the capital. This crowd consists of senators, praetors, and common people who have various petitions and requests for Caesar. In a short time, this throng would witness Caesar's assassination at the hands of the conspirators. 4. What does the soothsayer want to tell Caesar? Why does he wish to get for himself a place more void? Answer. The soothsayer wishes to warn Caesar of the danger that awaits him. He wants to tell Caesar to be cautious, as he senses that something bad may happen. The soothsayer desires to find a place more void, meaning a less crowded area, so that he can speak to Caesar privately and without the interference of the crowd. This indicates his concern that Caesar might not heed his warning in the chaos of the throng. 5. Besides the soothsayer, there is another person waiting to communicate on the road with Caesar. Who is he? What does he want to tell Caesar and why? Answer. The other person waiting to communicate with Caesar is Artemidorus. He wants to give Caesar a letter that contains a warning about the conspiracy against him. Artemidorus is aware of the plot to assassinate Caesar and hopes to save him by delivering the letter personally, Caesar to read it immediately because it pertains to his safety.